Ready for the US market open in 12 minutes. It's 3:18 p.m. Berlin time at the moment. The US market opens at 3:30 p.m., which is 9:30 a.m. in New York. This is a layout of the three markets that we trade every day. On the left here we have the Dow Jones index. In the middle we have the Nasdaq 100, and on the right we have gold. These, we have already done the preparation of the levels for today. We are intraday traders looking for intraday opportunities. And therefore, this is the layout trading levels for February the 7th. We dabbled in a few trades earlier before the market, before the US market opened. We traded the London session. So we were trading the Dow Jones on the initial breakdown below the volume point of control, and also VWAP. We were looking for a test of the value area low, but it failed and held there multiple times, and then it stopped us out. We also took a long position in gold after it was holding nicely above Friday's value high. So our entry was at around 1811 point something. Market went up to 16, nearly 17, so 6 points, but then failed to run for the take profit and then pulled back to VWAP. But by the time the pullback happened, we had already increased the take profit to entry, so that wicked us out. But still, the cost is clear for continuation to the upside. As long as above VWAP and value area high, there is no reason to expect gold to drop before it touches the resistance level at 1820. So that's gold is a tough fella to be traded intraday with tight stops, extremely tough. So if you're lucky to have caught 5 points in gold, it would be better to just take the hell of the profits and maybe retry again, but taking profits is the only way out in gold for intraday trading. All right, we'll see Dow Jones. Now we have a strong volume breakout above a key level here at 35K, and we are looking for a pullback during the US market open. If the pullback holds here, there is a high chance we will see a retest of Friday's value high. Let me remove this alert because I put it by mistake. Okay, so we were short biased, but now that we have a break above that key level, we will eye this pullback and maybe buy it at the US Open in 9 minutes now. If we are stopping on that buy, we will be looking for a break to the downside, a retest of the level, failure on the retest, and then we will grab some shorts for a retest of value low Friday, and maybe ideally a push down to this level of support, 34,700 and something. Nasdaq won't be trading that much. Bearish bias in Nasdaq, but if we see a break above Friday's high and then a pullback to value high, to the breakout, which holds, that could be a nice decent setup in Nasdaq just to buy and hold on that breakout. So we'll see. I will leave this template as it is. I'll keep the recording going. In 7 minutes, the market will open. Not too much comments will be made. I'll continue to trade. This will be just a live recording of the US market session for a few minutes, because there have been some emails coming through telling us to show what we look for in the market during the open. How do we trade? What are the methods of trading, levels? Why do you put the stop loss? The most common question is, why did you put the stop loss there? Because I didn't see something. So I hope that with this recording and session, you will be able to understand another approach to professional trading. This is a setup that we have been using for many years, probably 8 by now. I've been trained by an institution, a US futures desk, and they use the market profile and volume profile extensively and value areas. But since I am a fan and a student of Elliott Wave, that's my hidden tool, or let's say the secret tool, finding patterns and high risk reward ratios. Anyhow, so let's leave the chart as it is. These are the expectations for these 3 markets. And good luck to us. I will be mentioning the trades, calling them out if I do something on my account. So it depends. The time frame is 15 minutes for all. On the other charts, I don't want to discuss too much, but these are also important. It's market profile, TPO it's called. It just shows you a long-term perspective where the value is for each of them. So this is Dow. Let me remove the alert. And Nasdaq in the middle and gold to the left. And the dashed line, the red dashed line, shows the current market price, whereas the black horizontal, they show market profile TPOs, the value area, which is the most important level for that given period. And we are trading in the middle here. So we're trading in the middle, which means there has been a range for these markets lately. And as long as we trade in the middle, then it will be tough. So we'll see. Good luck. Oh, and regarding the economic catalyst for today, there are no expectations. There is nothing that will hit the wire to move the market substantially. So we'll see, maybe on Wednesday we'll have something. Let me double check. But Monday and Tuesday, they are quite dry regarding the econ calendar. Nothing will happen. Nothing is expected to come out. On Wednesday, we have inflation data. Perfect. Perfect. This is what we need. So inflation, consumer price index year to year 5.9%. Right. And 7.3 for the month of January compared to last year. So the analysts are expecting the inflation to take again from 7% to 7.3. Crazy stuff. The Fed needs to hurry up, increase the rates as soon as possible. So if CPI inflation comes out at 7.3, higher or even higher than that, that would put more pressure to Fed to double increase the rates in the March meeting by 50 basis points, not by 25. And so that would be fun. If we have higher inflation reading again on Wednesday, could see indices tumbling down. That's why all the upside that probably might happen today or tomorrow will be just another bounce inside a short-term bear market. That's our opinion. We believe we are still in a correction for indices, but at the end of the day, we don't really care. It's just intraday traders looking for good setups to scalp, and yeah, day in, day out, no open trades overnight. We'll see. It's a pity that we tried so many times, like 3 times here, and all the trades went profitable, first, second, 3 times, but then the first 2 got stopped at entry, the last stopped, and the last one was with a big size because I thought it's the 4th time that we're approaching and the pattern could probably break to the downside. It didn't. Anyhow, we'll see if we get a decent A+ setup according to these expectations soon. A weekly pivot on Nasdaq, right? The blue horizontal line is a weekly pivot. We use them quite extensively in our entries. This black line is a weekly VWAP. That's another important level. So This is a tough resistance area for Nasdaq, and last week's VWAP. That's the ending price for the VWAP in Nasdaq. Going to be a tough level resistance. Probably it will spike up here during the market open, and then we'll see what the buyers will do on the pullback. For Dow Jones, I just want to test and buy this pullback for a breakout. We'll see. All trades will be posted on our Telegram channel, just to keep transparency going. I don't like giving signals. I just pause them, and with explanations, of course, just to show that this is trading. Not every day is profitable, but we are looking for consistency in the long run. As long as you maintain and control risk, and you know what you're doing with the lot sizes or with contract sizes, and the usage of leverage, then you can do this long term. But if you are completely clueless on the risk you're taking per trade, your account will be suffering. 19 more seconds till the market opens. I tend to be quite quiet during trading, but very loud in my thoughts. So we'll see. The market opened. Monday it is. Volume is quite low yet. We'll probably see what happens after 30 minutes. I just need a pullback to this area to buy with a better stop loss zone. Can't chase here. Let's see. 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes are the first 15 minutes are quite important to the price action, and you can clearly see which side is getting sucked up. The bets will be kept small since we got stopped out earlier, so I will dip the toes only with 4 contracts here, which is 25% of our normal trading size. 4 contracts will be traded in this pullback. Let's see if we get a reason to buy. We are above VWAP, we are above a volume point of control. Those are 2 key levels intraday. And also we are trading inside Friday's range of value, which means today is just a range session. No trend, tough. Okay, here we are entering the zone. 35060, 35064, okay. Daily pivot, weekly pivot. Done. Entry long 3564. Let's post this. 4 contracts. Stop loss below monthly pivot. $35,030. Target, we will be looking for something above 200. So just observe. Trade is going well now, but there is no confidence yet that this is going to end well. As long as we don't drop below the 35,030, the trade is safe. But it's just 3 minutes into the open, So we're getting the pullback that we wanted. Now we need the buyers to protect this level for a push higher, like 200 pips higher. Gold is holding. Look at gold is holding, still holding, but there is no volume there, no volatility at all. They're tough. But Dow coming back to the entry, now it's negative. It's also trading below the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, which means there is selling activity happening at the moment. Currently testing weekly pivot, daily pivot. Let's put the weekly pivot there. Yeah, you can see here, blue line is weekly pivot. If we don't hold here, then it's gonna melt down, probably. Yep, stopped. See, in the middle of the box. Not 5 minutes yet to the first. So the first 5-minute candle has not finished yet. It needs a couple of more seconds too. In order to shift into the bearish scenario, we need a bridge below VWAP. I cannot initiate sell trades unless it's obvious that we are trading below VWAP like we did at the London session. So I'm still looking to buy if we bounce up from here or just observe. Nasdaq, look at the pullback to VWAP. Buyers coming in strongly. This chart here in the 1 hour is ugly as crap. It's just US 30 needs to, Dow Jones just needs to drop heavily according to this time frame. Whereas Nasdaq looking bullish at the moment, buying, big buying happening. Okay, we'll be looking to put a buy entry in Nasdaq. Wait, very soon. Just want to test buying again on Dow Jones here. Stop at the previous low, 30. Buying Dow Jones 35,059. Stop loss 35,017. 4 contracts again. Struggling here. The first 15-minute candle, so this down candle should try and close above the pivots. Otherwise, sellers may just push it quite fast down. If Nasdaq breaks above the weekly pivot and value high, it can really help Dow Jones to push up. But tough resistance also there. There is a little bit of divergence going on between the two. That is normal. It happens most of the times. Look at this volume here. Look at the volume point of control. This node, it shows the most traded volume per price. So it's clearly visible that there is plenty of activity happening here at the VWAP for the session, at the pivot points, daily and weekly, and the traders are fighting. So it's either buyers are absorbing all the selling, sucking them all up for a swift move higher, or it's just a short-term temporary relief, and then we will see selling again here. We'll just see. It's just up to now looks okay, but it needs its time. We're only buying on Dow Jones 4 contracts, and price is at entry, near the entry. If Nasdaq never revisits the US Open low, we may be seeing a huge move up to the upside. Nevertheless, this wall of resistance won't be easy to be broken. But in case we get that big breakout, it will help us on the Dow Jones trade. We'll see. I didn't open a position in Nasdaq yet. It was too fast, too vertical. Yeah, look at the 5 minutes. So that reversal was crazy. Dow is not behaving well. 5 more minutes till this 15-minute candle closes. The pattern is not bullish at all. This pattern that has been developed during the European trading session is quite a corrective pattern. Up to now is in Elliott wave terminology. It's an ABC that could lead to further selling unless the 61.8 retracement area holds. We are there. Yeah, probably gonna stop out on the Dow because it's just, this is not the A+ setup. Even if it doesn't stop out here, it's not a pattern that could yield to that big move to the upside. We're looking to the 35-200. Not confident at all. Nasdaq instead, it's doing quite well, but not pulling back to get the entry. We're going for a retest of the VWAP from last week. And then from there, we'll see what will happen. So, yeah, we'll see. Still long on the Dow's trade, but it's not moving. Went close to the stop loss, but didn't trigger, and still nothing. If Nasdaq finds a short-term top here and pulls back, Dow Jones will melt down. We are at the daily highs for the Nasdaq, and we are at the market open lows, but not the daily lows for Dow Jones. Daily lows are down here, but still it's very close to the stop loss, so close to the stop loss. Probably is gonna wake again. But it's good to keep whenever the markets are trading like this lately inside last session's value, always start with a small position size just to test the water before you know there is confidence in the move. Stopped out, yeah, stopped out, and even before the candle closed. So that seems like they're fishing for all stops. If we catch an A+ setup, then the risk-reward ratio is easily 1 to 3, and you can cover 3-4 negative trades in one good runner. We close below the pivot points. I'll be looking to re-enter buy if we close above the weekly VWAP, the weekly pivot right here, or above the VWAP. Otherwise, we could be looking for the second scenario, bearish scenario. Value, still stuck. This is Nasdaq, so it's pushing above here. It still has a bit of higher, more upside at 18 in 10, so 30, 40 more pips. Gold stock, next level in gold is 23. That's what we were looking for, but not happening now. 14,810 is next level in NAS, according to this other chart. Yeah. A monthly pivot, fighting scenes since Friday. We have been flirting and fluctuating and ranging at the monthly pivot, which is making this pattern quite difficult for intraday traders. It seems like it's developing to the downside now. If we go to the 5 minutes, we got the bridge close below. We are retesting, and still 3 more minutes till it closes, but let's see, maybe it's a short now. Yep. And the short will bring us 100 pips lower. Going to put a sell limit, 4 pieces again at 35K. But it's running now, so it's still a sell limit. We need a pullback to. Okay, this is pricing on the other broker, but on our broker is not there yet. So it's 34. Okay, now it's 35.02.06. Okay, got a short 4 contracts, 35.06. On our broker, there is a difference of 20 pips with Oanda prices. And risk 35.035 and target 34.850. I see the selling that is happening in Nasdaq right at that resistance area, tough resistance. So we will be looking to hold this sell for at least a test to the value low from Friday. If it drops a bit farther, the stop loss will be adjusted to entry to protect the trade. Only 4 contracts, since the day is not green yet and it is just chopped. The ABC pattern here, so it's probably at 80% confirmed that this is an ABC pattern, and the next move, the path of least resistance should be to the downside now, but anyhow, we are still in a range, no reliability yet, we'll see. In real time, it's always difficult to understand the development of the waves. In hindsight, it's easier. However, using the ratios and the volume levels, it makes it easier. It's important for the sellers now. Now, if we are looking for a move down, any pullback must not close above the pivots or the VWAP. Otherwise, this was just a stop hunt and we'll be having a massive squeeze to the upside. What the market is doing now is simply chopping. Nasdaq going back to the highs. Stopped on the Dow again. It's just killing both sides. Yeah. Next trade will be a long position on the pullback in Dow Jones. 4 contracts again. Since the market is trading inside the same range of less than 100 pips, the stops have been quite tight. So if we have an expansion outside this range, the running will be 200 pips, and that will help us recover probably majority of the trades that we lost. Let's make the trade ready. Here it's approaching the pullback zone. US 30 for long at right here, 35.050 on our broker, which is current price, what you see. Risk 50 pips down, target 200 pips up. So we are long at the weekly pivot with stop loss below this zone again and target up here. Let's see if this will be a runner or another fake move. Surprisingly enough, Nasdaq is doing quite well today compared to the Dow. It's the first day because last week Dow was doing much better than Nasdaq. The tech sector is recouping most of the losses. The pattern is much clearer on Nasdaq than it is in the Dow Jones. Let's go to 5-minute time frame on Nasdaq so we can see what happened after the market opened. So when the market opened, it dipped to the VWAP. Then we had a massive move up, which was instant, and then it tested the value the VWAP from Friday, pulled back again to value high. It found buyers there and aggressively went up again. These moves were, as you see on the candle, they are quite fast and probably triggered by a lot of volume, probably by the algos that bought massively everything that was being offered on the ask price. That's why it was so fast. Not still convinced on the mega cap stocks, which are included in Dow Jones, so it's lagging a bit. Potential is decent if we get a runner, so we just need a runner and be patient and keep the losses small until we get the runner. This video is going a bit longer than expected because we are stuck in a range. That's why I was expecting either a big rally to the value high or a break, a retest of the value low. However, that's not happening Dow Jones, and it may take a couple of more hours for that scenario to happen. The volume here, this is the delta volume, it's just terrible. Even from this volume, we see that there is nothing happening today. Nothing clear that could help us with the setup. So everything is unreliable, and this pattern could just change at any time if one of the big guys do something with. So this big volume here that you see, that's the difference between buyers and sellers, and no retail trader can do this. So somebody massive bought massively billions probably worth of Dow Jones on that drop. And this was at market close. So look at that. Probably it was earnings during Amazon. Yeah. And all of that buying at the close, and then proceeded with a drop the next day. Something's happening here. So that buy either has liquidated its positions or is waiting for a push up to get out of the market. Nasdaq is different situation. Net buying volume dominating the session at the open. We're still seeing so the spikes here show the selling pressure at this resistance area, but as long as the candles remain green and make a higher high than before, buyers are more aggressive than sellers. These are cool tools to have, but they do not tell you the future. They just tell you something that probably might happen in the market, paint you a picture of what is happening at the moment, but you never know which force will win. So pullback again at the VWAP from Friday here. It's a breakout level pullback. If we close, maybe it's worth a test on the buy side. Let's push. Probably I'm going to push with a buy order. Let this hourly candle close. Yeah, it just closed. Okay, so the pressure is over now. Dow is terribly stuck, ugly. Couldn't even expect this to happen. But anyways, we'll see. We're still long with stop loss at this swing low, but it went so close earlier that there is no movement yet. And still waiting for a signal to buy Nasdaq here. Value, the entire zone is a resistance zone. Let me draw a box. So the entire area here, covering value high Friday, covering last week's VWAP, it's a resistance area. Gold, not doing anything, back to VWAP. Not even worth taking a chance here. Because the potential is for 7-8 points, which is 80 pips, but potential in Dow Jones and Nasdaq for 200 pips. So that's why we trade these volatile markets. They are more liquid, they have more volume. Five-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame were clearly above key volume levels, but there is no more interest in buying here. So most of the volume that is happening is selling. That's the thing. The high confidence pattern would be if during the selling volume price would hold the level. That's a buy signal, a bullish signal, because that means that there are a lot of buyers on the bid that are absorbing the selling. So if the level, the yellow color shows the selling activity, hence if level holds here, value high, then could be that buyers have absorbed all the sellers and we will probably push back higher. But it's a resistance level, so I will giving it more time. Whereas Dow still stuck, nothing happening. We're still long, even though the pattern is suggesting better not to do anything. Our daily loss limit loss cap is 2,500, 2,500 euros loss. Our daily loss limit. If we reach this, we do not trade again until the next session. Monthly loss limit is 8,000. Yeah, we reach the daily loss limit on average 3 times per month. But overall, it's been decent. It just slows us down during the red days, but we can always recover whenever the market provides A+ setups. For the moment, the daily performance is nearly 1K loss up to now. Trading the London session also, this chopness, and again chopness at the market open. But if we get a runner now, if we get this either up or down, we'll continue to take chances. Then the recovery is possible. Like it's going to be minimum 150 pips points, 150 points with 4 contracts. Yeah, 600 something. So 60% of the losses will be covered in one trade. If things go well, I may add another 4, so scaling into the trade, but we'll see. Look at this gray area, just amazingly terrible, stuck in a range. Even if it breaks out, the bands are flat, so there is no confidence for me to enter with 15 contracts, which is our normal size. And I did it once before, it didn't end well. Probably going to take a buy position in Nasdaq with 8 soon. I'm going to test since it's been stronger. Risk is 30 pips with 8 contracts, another 200 risk. So yeah, going in Nasdaq with at 78, 14, 778 long, 50%, which is 8 contracts, 14, 778. Risk on our broker is right at 14,750. Target will be at monthly pivot 15K. We'll see if there is going to be a continuation or nothing. The video continues, so this video will be uploaded on our YouTube channel after the day session or in the evening probably, and it will be there just for you guys to see the levels that we prepared for and how we traded on those levels. Unfortunately, it's not a beautiful trading session considering the range, but there are days that you need to suck it up and be patient. Look at the losses, accept them, and know that there will be another day for you to come again and try and look for your playbook setups and trade them. That's the job. Nothing will, so Nasdaq going back lower. If it breaks the last swing low, this here, okay, the pricing seems to be the same as our broker. It's 14.749 or 50 is our stop right here. That's our stop. So we don't want this level to be tested again. We just need a slow grind higher. And on Dow Jones, of course, we don't want this low at 35 here on this trading view chart. 35.10, we don't want it to be tested again. If they both go back to that low, we will call it a day for the day. I'm gonna take those two other losses and call it a day, because every trade is not going according to any plan. We have both plans laid out, but market is not moving. So Nasdaq stop, Dow Jones probably is going to stop again. And yeah, not good at all. It may look like it's breaking down, however, we have plenty of support down here in Nasdaq. Dow Jones, the only thing that makes it bearish is this ABC pattern that we laid out before, but getting stuck in the same level for more than an hour now, it makes this non-tradable. And we took a few chances. They didn't work. They didn't reach the target. They worked if you were looking for 30 pips or 20 pips, but we're not looking for those things. Dow is still open. Nasdaq is stopped. Let me hide some stuff. So we're looking at the hourly candle for Dow Jones and Nasdaq. Extremely bearish for Dow. I remain bearish, and I think we need another push to this support level. Then maybe, yeah, first at this support, then maybe at the major support area. And same could be true for Dow Jones, but in here I think we need a lower low. So a lower low would bring us probably a 13K. So that's a massive drop. What would be the reason for that drop to happen? Either inflation beating the expectations, going more than 7.5%, which gave market signals that the Fed could be raising faster and more aggressively, like instead of 25 basis points, with 50 basis points in the next meeting. And that could be just a short-term hiccup in the market. Anyhow, this is just a medium-term outlook. Or short-term for the day, these are the levels. It's just the total mass. We remain long in Dow Jones. However, there is a 80% chance that this trade will be stopped again. In order for this trade not to be stopped, we need a few candles, like maybe 30 minutes of trading activity above the box. All right, we'll keep this video going for 3 more minutes and then we will wrap it up, because there are the other stuff that we need to tend to whilst trading. And yeah, 2 more minutes here, and you can probably observe these markets yourself afterwards. What happened? These are the levels. We will be, of course, updating on our Telegram channel. for the other traders there. Thinking of scratching the Dow long position here, just closing because literally nothing is happening. The volume is not respecting the buy by the bullish bias. And even those signals are not reliable because it's a sideways market. So toss a coin and you'll get better results than just understanding and trying to understand those tools. But the volume is at yeah, the net volume still bearish here. Net volume. Whereas in Nasdaq, net volume, even though the price declined substantially and going back to the session low, the net volume remains a bit strong. It's stuck at the monthly pivot. Look at this. The black horizontal line that you see here, this is the monthly pivot. And on the Nasdaq, the blue line is the weekly pivot. So Dow is stuck on the monthly, Nasdaq on the weekly. We are probably either in wave 2 or wave B currently, explaining the low volume and the choppiness of the session. Wave 2 meaning like wave 2, and then we could have a big bearish drop on wave 3 and 4 and 5 down. The same goes for Dow Jones. So usually wave 2s are, when they are developing, they are quite slow and no volume, characterized by plenty of fake moves, choppy price action. The 61.8% retracement for today's up move has been holding up to now. It dipped to 76 before, but buyers protected and reacted quite fast. Nasdaq could be a buy at the VWAP at the moment. Let's try 4 contracts buy. Just bought Nasdaq at 733, 14, 14.7, 33, right? Yeah, 33. Risk at the previous low, just to see if the VWAP will hold or not. And 700 is a stop loss, so 30 pips here. Target again, looking for a breakout, but we'll see. Okay, Dow is still on. Nasdaq, we just took a trade here at 730 with stop loss right below this low. We'll see. One last chance. One last chance. We will keep this video going for a few more minutes. Look at gold. Out of the blue, it just popped 4 points. No, don't chase gold now. If you're willing to risk the 4 points, 5 points on a stop loss, including the spread now, then take the chance for a momentum trade. But that's why it's so difficult to trade gold intraday, and it becomes extremely difficult if you have that urge feeling to chase and FOMO into the position. It was a textbook trade in the sense that it broke above the level and it spent a lot of time holding the pullback. And now it's popping. Ideal target is 23 in gold. Let's just pause this. Dow is reacting well now, so they're all correlated at the moment. All right, so the trade, and we almost closed the Dow position, but that box just held, and okay, we got this pullback now. We just need the running to happen. We got the breakdown, but the rejection got rejected. Let's see if we are gonna get a runner in Dow, another 150 points, and we will be keeping this trade open up to value area high, because if we reach the previous high here, there the chances, the odds will be increased by 80% for the price to reach the value area high. So we'll give it time. Maybe it will go back into the range and fake and stop us out. So time is needed apparently today on a Monday with no volatility. Volatility there is, but there is no liquidity and volume. 730, 730 is the entry in Nasdaq. It's still there. $14,730 entry in Nasdaq, 25 pips, 30 pips into the money now. Dow Jones is well into the money because the entry is around the daily pivot, so we're making around 60, 70 pips in this one. Finally, both trades are green. Overall 320 profit, but if so we're down around 1.3k at the moment, 1.2 probably, I don't know. Yeah, and we need a push. We need a push to value high in order to end up positive for the day with both trades. We'll see. We'll see. A little bit farther to the upside, and the stops will be adjusted to the entry in order to protect these two trades. So to visualize the entry here, because it is giving us some room. The entry is at the daily pivot, the stop loss was, and it's still there at the previous low, target value high from Friday. Whereas on Nasdaq, entry is at 14,730. Stop loss was at the low, and stop loss was at 30 pips lower, 14,700, and target again is at this level. 700, to be correct. 700, yeah. So you see the risk to reward ratio is that we look for is clearly 1 to 3. So this is 1 to 3.6. This is 1 to 8. And you can imagine the level, no, you can imagine the amount of profit that you can make in your A+ setups and the leniency that you have towards losing trades. So lose multiple times, it's okay, but lose small and know your daily loss limit and never surpass that. That is very important to long-term consistency into the market as a day trader. You need the risk system and you need to have a playbook. The playbook is just a set of patterns or trade setups that we call them A+. You have visualized them, you know them, you have written them down, and you take a chance whenever you see and whenever you think that the pattern will develop. So you have a playbook, you know the risk, take chances every day and repeat. That's what we do, and it works. It doesn't work on a daily basis, it works on a quarterly and monthly basis. Nasdaq going back to entry, and we are already 4:30 p.m. Berlin time, which is 10:30 New York. It's way too long for a session. In 30 minutes, we call it a day and we do not trade anymore. So it's taking so much time. Probably the Nasdaq will fail, and the Dow, I will adjust the stop loss to entry into the Dow because it's way over 70 pips. So let's adjust stop loss to entry in Dow and leave it open. All right, everybody. So I hope that you found value in this session. The video is probably over is over 1 hour. It will be there on the YouTube for the outcome of the session. The charts and the results will be posted on our channel. If you are interested or if you trade these markets, come and join us. Reach out, go to the website, and it's advancing. Okay, so yeah, go to the website, click on the contact button, and reach out. Or you can write us on Twitter, you can write us on Instagram, or you can send an email through here for anything that you might need. If you have a problem or you are struggling with your trading and you don't know why, we would be happy to assist you with our experience and knowledge. Maybe if you do not have a trading plan, or if you do not have a system, or if you do not know how to identify your daily loss limit or your monthly maximum drawdown, this stuff, everything that you need to know to do this as a business, get in touch. Good luck. Hope that you are trading well and hope that you found value. Until the next time, trade well. Bye-bye.